lateral raise. So we got the cable column all the way down to the bottom. And for us, we have to go with a pretty light weight, especially if we're getting any sort of increased rep count. We like the cable lateral raise versus the dumbbell lateral raise as a variation, because when you have a dumbbell, obviously the higher you bring that dumbbell up, the heavier it's gonna get. And the closer you bring the dumbbell to your side, the lighter it's gonna get. So you don't get a ton of resistance down in this lower half of the rep range versus the cable. The second that weight stack separates from the one below it, there's constant tension being placed on that pulley system, and therefore you're gonna get that similar resistance throughout the entire range of motion. And if we use the actual squat rack or the cable column, whatever you have access to, you can get close to it and we add that lateral tilt, or I'm moving away from the cable column, it allows me to train in a little bit more of a range of motion to where when I'm in this position here, my arm is still relatively parallel to the floor. If I were to stand up, now my hand is not parallel to the floor. And as the cable works, if my hand's going above my shoulder and I'm getting in this position, the actual cable length will cross the front of the shoulder and it will kind of change the load demand, and you don't stress the deltoid as much, and that's the goal of the movement. So I want my feet to be close to the cable column. I like to start with my palm facing me. I like to lean out to the side, and I like to add a little bit of rotation with my hand as I come up to where I'm thinking about rotating my thumb back and then come back down. And when I do that, that's adding an external rotation, which is going to change the demand on the deltoid just a little bit. So again, full range of motion here. I'm trying to start with my hand across in the front of my opposite hip. I'm going to rotate up and out, and I'm going to stop when my hand gets about parallel with the floor, and then I'm going to come back to that bottom position.